Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Elise. I am super happy to see you on the other side of your screen. So today you're up for a Yang and Yin practice. So why Yang and Yin? Yang is the masculine energy, it's the solar energy, and today in Belgium we are having a radiant sun. It's really warm, so I thought I would celebrate that. And then last night was full moon, and the moon energy is the yin energy, a lot more feminine and let's say quiet. So today I will mix both. We'll start with the yang part of the class, a good power-ish vinyasa, and we'll end up with more yin and restorative poses such as pigeon, Gomukasana and spinal twist. So I really hope you're up for it. Hop on some comfortable clothes and let's get started. So we'll start as usual with a few minutes of grounding. So find a comfortable seated position. You can grab the muscle of your bum, remove it towards the back. Let the arms be heavy on the laps. Stack the shoulders above the hips. Make sure your head is upright. You can have the palm facing up or facing down. And we just start by noticing the breath. Notice your breath, notice your chest rising and falling. And notice how your physical body is feeling right now. Notice how you are feeling right now, right this moment. Notice any area of tension, any area of discomfort that you can release. Notice where your thoughts go and let them go. Don't hold on to any of them. And feel your breath full and pleasureful. And be grateful for your breath. Be grateful for your body today. Take a deep breath in. And through the mouth, fully breathe out. And again, take a deep breath in. And fully breathe out. One last time, big breath in. And deep breath out. And come back to natural and simple breath. Place the hands in front of the heart. Set an intention for your practice if you'd like. What brings you on your mat today? Then rub the palms together with energy. Cup the palms in front of the eyes. And then bring the eyes open, spread your fingers and release. Good. So if you need before the practice to take any neck movement, any stretches, you can, but we'll start straight into the movement. We'll start with a series of cat cows. So come onto your hands and knees. And make sure you stack the knees under the hips, the wrists under the shoulders, and fingers are wide open. First, gently press on the hands so you protract the shoulders and you gaze between the thumbs. So that's a neutral position. And you gently tuck the navel to the spine. So we start here. Now, as you inhale, big belly drops. Arch the lower back, open the chest, look forward or maybe look up. And as you exhale, you firmly press on the hands. You round the upper back, tuck the chin, tuck the tailbone. The heart reaches for the ceiling. Two more like this. Inhale, arch, find your cow. Collarbone spread, look forward or look up. Nice stretch in the lower back. And as you exhale, you round. Press on the hands. Round, round, round. Hard to the ceiling. Tuck the chin. Find the core. Last time. Inhale to open. And as you exhale, you round. And as we inhale, back to neutral. Good. Let's find dynamic spinal balance. So, as you inhale, lift the left arm and the right leg. Now, the palm is facing down and the foot is flexed. Find your core and press on the right hand. Inhale here and exhale, lower down. Inhale, right arm forward and up, left leg lifts. Squeeze the left glutes, flex the left foot, and the palm is facing down. We'll do it 3 more on each time. Inhale on each side and exhale. Now inhale to lift on the other side. Exhale, lower down, find the core. Inhale to lift on the other side, foot is flexed. And exhale. Inhale to lift, palm is down, foot is flexed. And exhale, release. Inhale to lift, flex the foot, feel your glutes. Exhale to release. Last time. Inhale to lift. Exhale, release. And last side. Inhale to lift. And exhale to release. Good. Now tuck all 10 toes. Inhale here. And as you exhale, find your down dog. And walk it out. Bend one knee, straighten one leg, and then swap it out. Make sure you can shake the head, yes. Shake the head, no. You can move the hips. Find any movement that feels good here. Maybe bend both knees to the floor, straighten out the legs. And again, both knees to the floor, straighten out the legs. But find your free movement. Find whatever the body needs here. And then find stillness. Let's check the alignment of this first downward dog. So you want to have the middle finger pointing towards the front of the mat and the fingers widely spread. Now imagine you have mason jars in your hands that you want to open. So you should feel a movement in the shoulders and the shoulder blades. The head is completely relaxed. You press on the hands so you can sink the chest towards the heart. And you roll the shoulders out. Now if your ears are meeting the floor, but if you feel that they're not ready yet, gently bend the knees. So then you can really straighten the spine and bring the hips back and up or up and back. And then, little by little, the feet and the heels will go to the floor. Find a couple of breaths here. Notice the sensations in the body. Notice how these first downward dogs feel. Now look forward towards the hands. And as you inhale, roll into a plank pose, higher push-up position. Now you want to have the shoulders above the wrist. The feet are about hips distance and the heels are stacked above the toes and the heels press back. Now you don't want to lock the elbows, so you want to keep a soft bend in the elbows but pressing the floor firmly away from you. And you gaze towards the thumb so you keep a long neck. Find your core. Now if this is too hard to keep for now, you can set the knees on the floor. Or you hold it with me. For 3. For 1. Or for 2. For 1. Then inhale. And as you exhale, lift the hips up and back and find downward dog again. Ooh, and feel the fire building in the belly. Now look forward. Inhale, lift the hips. Exhale, bend the knees, press back. You can hop or you can step towards the hands. Inhale halfway up at the front of the mat. Spread the collarbones. Shoulder blades together. Lift up the chest so the chest is parallel to the floor. The back is parallel to the ceiling. And the hips are stacked above the heels. So the weight is more towards the toes. Now inhale here again. And as you exhale, fall forward. Bend the knees if you need to. And let's stay here for a few moments in your ragdoll. You can grab opposite elbows, sway from side to side. Find the back of the leg opening, maybe find a bit of movement in the legs. And now come to stillness, top of the hands flat on the floor and roll up the spine up to standing. And once the arm reach the ceiling, you take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, hands to the heart and release. Good. Welcome to standing. So the sun is out. So guess what? We are for a few sun salutations.
Now, if you don't go at my own pace, don't worry about it. Find your own pace, find your own practice. I am only here to guide you. Now, find your mountain pose. So bring your big toes to touch. You can close your eyes for a moment. Open up the heels. And find your feet grounding on the floor. Try to distribute the weight equally on each four corners of the feet. And now lift the kneecap gently so you can engage the quads. Tilt your pelvis forward so the tailbone is looking towards the floor. Navel to the spine. Roll the shoulders out and open the chest. Chin parallel to the floor. Arms extended alongside the body. Feel the energy in the fingers, in the arms. Crown of the head reaches high for the ceiling. And the energy flows from the soles of the feet up to the crown of the head. Tadasana, mountain pose. Now bring the hands to the heart and bring the eyes open. Now as you inhale, lift the arms above the head. You can find a gentle back bend by pressing the glutes and pressing the hips forward if that makes you feel good. And as you exhale, hinge from the hips, fall forward, Uttanasana, slow motion, relax the head. Inhale halfway up. And as you exhale, step into a plank pose. We'll start slow, movement by movement, so we have the right alignment. Now the shoulders are above the wrist, remember that, and the heels above the toes. Now you can set the knees on the floor if you need to. Then everyone shift the weights forward, bend the elbows in Chaturanga. Inhale for an up dog or cobra. Now option to go back to Chaturanga. And then inhale, and we all meet in downward dog. So this move is optional, fine. Do it if you feel that's something you want to explore today. And find your breath in downward dog. Now as you inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, bend the knees, press back, look forward, hop or step front of the mat. Inhale halfway up. Exhale, fall forward, Uttanasana. Press on the feet. Inhale, rise all the way to the top. Listen, exhale, cactus the elbows, open the heart, maybe back bend if you'd like to. Inhale to open. And exhale, fall forward, swan dive all the way down, Uttanasana. Inhale halfway up. Exhale, Chaturanga. You can step in high plank, low plank. Then inhale, up dog or cobra. Option to go back to Chaturanga. Inhale into a plank, and we all meet in downward dog. And we all find our breath here. So make it your own. You know your sun salutation. You can always take the options you want. Bring the knees onto the floor, come back onto all fours, and then down dog. If you take this class, I assume that you already have a yoga practice, so you know exactly where you're going. Now inhale, lift the heels, look forward. Exhale, bend the knees, press back, hop or step front of the mat. Inhale halfway. Exhale to fold. Inhale all the way to the top. Exhale, bend the elbows, cactus the arms, look up, chest is open. Inhale up. Exhale, swan dive all the way to Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale halfway up. Exhale, high plank, low plank, or straight to Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, back to Chaturanga, and then high plank, and we all meet in downward dog. Find your option. Inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, press back, look forward. Half top of the mat. Inhale halfway. Exhale to fold. Press on the feet. Inhale, rise. Exhale, cactus the arms. Inhale, open up. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. One more time. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. And as you exhale, maybe back to Chaturanga. Inhale to plank, and we all meet in downward dog. Find your breath. Inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, bend the knees, press back, hop or step front of the mat. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fall forward, listen. Inhale, bend the knees, squat down, find your chair pose. Relax your shoulders, open the chest. Now, shift the weight towards the heels and make sure you can wiggle the toes. Your knees are aligned, you gaze forward to the horizon and you gaze between the hands, palms facing one another. Keep breathing. Tuck the tailbone under. Squeeze the belly in. Breathe. Find some calm and peace in this position. You can do it. Inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Uttanasana. Press on the feet. Inhale, rise all the way to the top. Look up. Exhale, cactus the arms, back bend if you like. Inhale to lift. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale halfway. As you exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog, go straight to downward dog or find Chaturanga again. Inhale into a high plank and exhale, downward dog. Find your breath. You can breathe out through the mouth to release some heat. Notice how this down dog is different. Notice any subtle movement and sensation. Take one more full cycle of breath here. And then as you inhale, lift the right leg high for three-legged dog. Point the toes towards the ceiling. Try not to open the hip too much. It can be a little bit open, but don't open the hip too much. Press on the hands, sink the chest towards the thigh, relax the shoulders and roll them out. Inhale and exhale, release the right foot to the floor. Left side, inhale, lift the left leg high, point the toes. And again, try not to open the hip too much. Can be a little open. Feel your legs, feel the stretches. Inhale, reach higher. And exhale, drop the left foot to the floor. Now let's find a bit of movement. Inhale, right leg high. As you exhale, shift forward into a plank, but bring the knee to the nose. Stack the shoulders above the elbows. Relax the shoulders though. Round the upper back, knee to nose. Inhale, three-legged dog. As you exhale again, shift into plank, right knee, left elbow, twist. Point the toes towards the back of the mat. And again, shoulders above the hips, keep smiling. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, right knee, right elbow. Shift forward, point the toes, use the core. Inhale, three-legged dog. And as you exhale, step the right foot between the hands. Take a moment here to settle. Right knee above the right ankle. Left heel above the left toes. Come on the fingertips, open up the chest. And as you inhale, find your crescent pose. Relax the shoulders. Now what you can do here is gently bend the left knee. Tilt the pelvis forward and then work towards the straight left leg. Fingertips are active, core is engaged. Find some peace and quiet again. Inhale here. Now as you exhale, cactus the arms and at the same time dip the left knee to the floor. Inhale to lift. And as you exhale, chest to the thigh, sweep the arms back, squeeze the shoulder blades, pinky toe, pinky finger, roll towards one another. Airplane lunge. Inhale, find your crescent again. Listen here, inhale, and as you exhale, back to chair pose, front of the mat. Inhale, exhale, sweep the left leg back, find your crescent again. If you fall, it's alright. Exhale, hands to the floor. High plank, you can skip the vinyasa and go straight to downward dog, or you shift forward, bend the elbows, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog, and as you exhale, downward dog. So this part is always optional. Find your breath. Observe how the right leg and the left leg feel different. And now inhale, lift the left leg high. Exhale, knee to nose, shift forward, stack the elbows above the wrist. Use the core, point the toes, round the upper back. You can do this. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, left knee, right elbow. Point the toes, press on the hands, find the core. Inhale, three-legged dog. And as you exhale, left knee, left elbow. And all of a sudden, this seems so easy, right? Press on the hands, round the upper back, find the core. Inhale, three-legged dog. Good, beautiful. Exhale, left foot forward, settle in. Find your alignment, knee, ankle, back heel lifted, hips low. Inhale, find your crescent, settle in for a moment, relax the shoulders, open the chest. Now bend the right knee a little bit, tilt the pelvis forward, and then maybe straighten the back leg again. Find your breath. Then inhale, reach higher. Exhale, cactus the arms, dip the right knee to the floor, inhale back up. And then as you exhale, chest to the thigh, sweep the arms back, shift the weight forward and maybe the pinky towards one another. Shoulder blades together. Then inhale, lift the arms high. As you exhale, come into chair, front of the mat. Stay here for a breath. Then slide the right foot back. Inhale, lift into your crescent. Exhale, hands to the floor, optional vinyasa. As we inhale, up dog or cobra, and as we exhale, downward dog. Find your breath. Now as you inhale, lift the hips, bend the knees, press back, hop a step forward. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold, bend the knees, inhale, find your chair pose. Now make sure the weight is towards the heels. You can lift the toes, tailbone tucked under, steady squeeze. Gaze to the horizon, or gaze between the hands. 2 more deep breaths. Inhale, and exhale, fall forward. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, chaturanga, or go straight to downward dog. Inhale, upward dog, and exhale, downward dog. One more time, but this time we do 1 breath, 1 movement. You ready? Take a full breath to start. And then inhale, right leg high. Exhale, knee to nose, shift forward. Inhale, 3-legged dog. Exhale, right knee, left elbow. Inhale, 3-legged dog. Exhale, right knee, right elbow. Inhale, 3-legged dog. Exhale, right foot forward between your hands. Inhale, find your crescent. Exhale, cactus the arms, dip the knee. Inhale to crescent. Exhale, chest to the thighs, sweep the arms back, open the chest. Inhale to crescent. Exhale, find your chair pose, 1 breath. Inhale, exhale, left foot back, crescent again. Hands to the floor as you exhale. Go straight to down dog or take a vinyasa. We meet in downward dog on the exhale. Inhale, left foot sweeps high. Exhale, knee to nose, shift forward. Inhale, 3-legged dog. Exhale, left knee, right elbow. Inhale, 3-legged dog. Exhale, left knee, left elbow. Inhale, 3-legged dog. Exhale, left foot forward. Inhale into crescent. Exhale, cactus and dip the knee. Inhale into crescent. Exhale, chest to the thigh, sweep the arm back, open up the chest. Inhale, crescent. Exhale, find your chair, front of the mat. Inhale, and as you exhale, sweep the right leg back, open up crescent, hands to the floor. High plank, low plank if you'd like. Inhale, up dog, and as you exhale, downward dog. Find your breath. Now look forward. Lift the heels, inhale, exhale, bend the knees, hop a step forward. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale to fold, bend the knees, find your chair. Bring the weight towards the heels, lift the toes, tuck the tailbone under. Now bring the hands to the heart, inhale, and as you exhale, twist to the right. Left elbow hooks on the right side of the thigh. Press the hands together, thumb in front of the sternum, and look over your right arm. Sink a little deeper, and make sure your knees stay level. Inhale back to center, and as you exhale, twist to the left. Right elbow on the outside of the left thigh. Press on the hands, bring the thumb in front of the sternum, twist, 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 twist. The chest is towards the ceiling. Sink a little deeper, make sure your knees are leveled. Breathe. Inhale to center, lift the arms above the head, chair pose, inhale. And exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, Vinyasa. Inhale, upward dog. And as you exhale, downward dog. Find your breath. One more round and we'll add balance pose. Inhale, shift the right leg high. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, right knee, left elbow, shift forward. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, right knee, right elbow. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, right foot forward, front of the mat. Inhale, crescent. Exhale, cactus, dip the knee. Inhale, crescent. Exhale, chest to the thighs, sweep the arms back. Now you can hang out here or you can come into warrior 3 or airplane pose. So as you inhale, press on the right foot, lift the left leg off the floor. Torso parallel to the floor. Maybe you can find a little bit of a cobra. Flex the left foot. The leg is lifted. Arms extended alongside the body with the pinky finger again turned towards one another. Find your core. Inhale here. As we exhale, we all meet in our airplane lunge. Inhale, lift the arms above the head. As you exhale, chair pose, front of the mat. Inhale, exhale, back to crescent, lift. Hands to the floor, vinyasa or downward dog. Inhale, up dog. And we all meet in our downward dog, which becomes a relaxation pose, weirdly enough. Last time. Inhale, lift the left leg high. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, lift. Exhale, left knee, right elbow. Inhale, lift. Exhale, left knee, left elbow. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, left foot forward. Inhale, find your crescent. Exhale, cactus and dip. Inhale, crescent. Exhale, thigh to the chest. Spread the wings back. Inhale here. Exhale, optional airplane pose. Or this variation of warrior 3. So you want to flex the foot, open up the chest, and maybe find a cobra here. Oh, I'm wobbly. Ground the left foot. That will give you balance. Find your core. That will give you balance. Lift the right leg. Make sure you don't open the hip. Inhale, exhale, back to airplane pose, airplane lunge. Inhale, lift the arms above the head, crescent. Exhale, find your chair. Inhale, exhale, sweep the right foot back, crescent. Hands to the floor. Everyone take a vinyasa. High plank, low plank. Up dog or cobra. And downward dog. Well done, my friends. Now bring the knees to the floor. Find child's pose. But in your child's pose, join the hands together in prayer. Bring the forehead to the floor or on the block if it doesn't touch. And now bring your hands towards the back of the head. So the thumbs are at the base of the skull. And now bring the hands forward again. And then move the hands back to the base of the neck. And again, just find a bit of movement here. Finding a bit of release in the shoulders. And then come to stillness. Spread the arms again. Come back onto all fours. And then find downward dog again. And now we're moving into the yin part of class. So we deepen the breath, we slow down the heartbeat, and we take our time to stretch the hips and the shoulders. So bring the right foot between your hands. Now slide the left foot as far back as you can. And you can already here, if you want to make a little pattern with the left knee, bend the mat. And then you can bring the left knee onto the floor. And we find here a Low Crescent Moon. Now you want to have the right knee above the right knee above the right ankle. And you can move the hips forward and down. Now here, if you want to, you can interlace the hands on top of the knee. And you can gently stay here. You could also relax the arms alongside the body if that makes you feel good. And gently sink the hips. Open up the chest. Slow down the breath. If you want, you can have the hands onto the floor as well. That's absolutely fine. And then from here, move the right foot towards the left side of the mat and let's find Pigeon Pose. So if you have a yoga block or a pillow that you want to bring underneath your right hip so you don't want to sit here, you want to level the hips. The back toes is pointing. Make sure you flex the front foot. We'll start here on the hands. Opening up the chest, maybe finding a very gentle back bend. And we inhale, and as we exhale, we lower down. Now find your own variation of Pigeon Pose. Maybe you want to extend the arms all the way forward. Or maybe you want to rest on the forearms. Or you want to make a little pillow with the hands to rest the forehead. Or you have a yoga block and you release the forehead onto your yoga block. Find your own variation. Find what makes you feel good for your Pigeon Pose. And you can breathe through your right hip. Send your breath there. And notice how it is opening. Notice how you're creating space. Take 2 more breaths here. And then come back onto the hands. And now remove the block if you have the block underneath your right hip. And then on the right glute, sit on your right buttocks. Swing the left leg forward. Interlace the fingers behind the sole of the foot. And now you can stay here for Heron Pose with the calf muscle parallel to the floor. Gently pressing the foot in between the hands and the hands press back. So we're not here, we are here lifting up. Or if you feel like it, you can straighten the left leg. So you should feel a good release in the back of the leg. See what you're up to today. And breathe. Deep breath. Let's take 2 more. So again, you can have the knee bend or the leg lifted. That's really up to you. Now slowly release the foot to the floor. Now swing the left leg back again. Find your pigeon again on your hand. Tuck the toes of the left foot, lift the knee, and then find your downward dog again. And take a moment here to notice how your right side and your left side feel different. How the right hip feels lighter and more open. And then bring the left foot forwards between the hands. Slide the right foot as far back as you can. Now bend the mat if you need a little bit of padding and set the right knee to the floor. Make sure the left ankle is above the left hip. Open up the chest and sink the hips forward and low. Now again, you can stay here with the hands or the fingertips on the floor. If you want it, you could have 2 blocks. Or you can interlace the hands on top of the knee, but make sure you're not here, right? Make sure the shoulders are in the back. Feel the ground stretching, the psoas stretching. Or you can have the hands alongside the body and see if you can reach and touch for the floor. Yeah, almost there. And breathe. Most importantly, breathe, my friends. Just breathe. 2 more. And then bring the hands back to the floor. And shift the left foot towards the right side of the mat so you can take Pigeon Pose here. So you slide the right leg back, point the toes, flex the left foot. And first inhale here on your hands, finding a gentle back bend, chest open. Inhale, and as you exhale, find your variation of Pigeon Pose. Use props. You can slide a block underneath the left glute so you don't sink and you don't sit on it. Find your own variation. And now you breathe through your left hip. And with every out breath, you can soften. Make sure your shoulders are soft. Your jaw is soft, your forehead is soft. And as you find some stillness, you invite the YIN. You invite some inner peace. You invite the power of stillness. The YIN is the power of motion. And now you get into your inner world. And then come back on your hands. Remove the block. And then you can sit on your buttocks and you can shift the right leg to the front. And now interlace the hands behind the foot. Calf muscle parallel to the floor. You can stay here pushing the hand. You see the motion here? I press the foot in my hands and the hand resists. Or you can straighten the leg. Find your variation. Make sure the shoulders are down, chest is nicely open. You're not leaning back, the shoulders are stuck above the hips. Take 2 more breaths here. Try to stay present. And then slowly release. And now move the right leg back, come back into your pigeon pose. Tuck the toes, lift the knee, and find your downward dog again. And now set your knees onto the floor and find your all 4 position. Just going to move towards. Now if you have a block, you can again bring, actually you might need 2 blocks or you might need a pillow. So if you have a pillow, grab a pillow. Now, we'll come to Gomukasana legs, not the arms today. So bring the right knee behind the left and open your feet. You see the top of my feet are flat on the floor and my feet are wide open. Now that's how maybe you need a block or a pillow, and now sit between your feet. Now this is quite challenging, so that's why you might need to sit on a block to elevate the hips. Now stack your hips, stack your knees. Make sure the feet are open, and you can just stay here, pressing the feet down onto the floor. Now this is your first variation. Second variation, if you had a block, you could put it right in front of your knees, and we'll fall forward. So if you don't have a block, don't worry about it, just tuck the chin and relax the spine. Now take a big inhale here if you want to. As you exhale, you lean over the left leg that is bent, and you can bring the forehead onto a block. Or you can release the head down. That's really your choice. The blocks are just there for support, just there to elevate the floor. Now relax the shoulders and again breathe through your hips. And find some peace in the discomfort. And you'll see that after a few breaths you'll find that this pose is getting easier and softer. Deep breath. Allow the breath to help you soften and go a little deeper in the stretch. Let the upper body be heavy. Take 1 more full cycle of breath. And then slowly rise if you were forward. Good, take a moment here, settle in. Good, and now slowly move back onto all 4s. And bring the knees together and come and sit on your heels for a moment and close your eyes and just let the body integrate that. And you know, the full moon is a moment to release stress, tension, anything that we don't need, and the hips are where we store negative or repressed emotion or stress. So by opening the hips, we actually release everything that we don't need. And then you can come back onto all 4s. And we swap sides. So now we bring the other knee behind the other knee. I'm lost here. I think now it's the left behind the right. Is it? Well, switch legs. I'm a bit confused here. And open the feet again. The top of the feet is flat. And then move. Yes, it was that. And sit between the heels. And you might notice that one side is different than the other. And it's fine. Make sure you stack the knee. So you might need to sit on the block or sit on a pillow, and it's fine. Now, gently press onto the feet. You can stay in an upright position if you feel that's enough, or you take a big inhale, and as you exhale, you fall forward. And again, use the block to rest the forehead if you want to. All the weight of the body, of the upper body, on the right thigh. Make sure you don't clench the jaw, that you release the forehead, and that you take very deep breath. Take a few more full and pleasureful breaths. Stay present with the discomfort and feel your hips opening. As I said earlier, YIN is the power of stillness. And it does take power to stay still and accept whatever is. And then you can slowly rise. Take a moment here to settle. And then we stay sitting on the buttocks, so we unravel the legs. And let's find some windshield wiper of our legs, just to release. So bring the feet flat on the floor, about shoulder distance apart. Lean on your hands and gently sway the knees from side to side to find a little bit of release here. Ooh, that feels good, doesn't it? It does. I'm sure it does. Good. And then back to center. All right. And now come to the front of the mat. Extend the arms, tuck the chin, and unroll the spine on the mat. Vertebra by vertebra. And then bring your knees to your chest. Give yourself a big hug of gratitude. And then bring one hand on each shin and start to open the knees to the side and make big rotation with the knees. So you should feel a good release in the hips. Slow motion, don't go too fast. And then you can change direction. Good. And then bring the knees to the chest again. Keep the right knee in and extend the left leg. Now spread the right arm to the side and let's take a twist. So with the left hand, you bring the right knee all the way across and you gaze towards the right hand. Ooh. And maybe you hear a little bit of cracking. And now a deep breath here. Try to soften the shoulders onto the floor. You can close your eyes. And you take deep belly breath. Take one more. And then slowly move the right knee back to the center. Now bring the left knee in, realign your spine, and then extend the right leg forward. Spread the left arm to the floor, and with the right hand you bring the left knee all the way across. And you gaze to the opposite side. And here again, you can close the eyes and you can soften. And you take deep breath, deep conscious breath. Stay present. One more full cycle. And then bring the left knee in. Bring the right knee in. Give yourself one big hug of gratitude. Give yourself some love. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, Shavasana. Spread the legs out, let the feet drop to the side, and open your arms as wide as comfortable with the palm facing up. Feel your shoulders on the floor, the back of the head on the floor, the back, your buttocks, the back of the legs and the heels. And feel how you are supported by the floor. And
feel that calm and soft energy flowing from the toes to the crown of the head. And for the next few moments, allow yourself to dissolve into relaxation. Give yourself the gift of relaxation, just for a few moments. Let go of any control over the body, and just be here and now on your mat, taking in all the benefit of your practice, whether it's the benefit of the yang or the yin, the masculine and the feminine, which are parts of all of us. Let your breath be soft, full and easy, effortless. And you can stay in Shavasana for as long as you want. You can just mute me and just keep enjoying this relaxation and this stillness. Or you can start to gently bring the awareness back to the space around you. Bring your awareness back to the body, still and relax on the floor, fully supported. And then gently start to move fingers and toes. Maybe move the head from one side to the other. Extend the arms behind the head and take a deep stretch as you inhale. And then as you exhale, bring the knees towards your chest. Gently roll onto the side and come back to a seated position with your legs crossed, your eyes closed for one more moment. Find a gentle lift in the heart, grow the spine taller so your breath can go back to a vertical position from the root to the crown and the crown to the root. Bring the hands in front of the heart. You can come back to the intention if you set one at the beginning of your practice. And to close this time together, we chant the peace mantra Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. You can inhale to chant. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Inhale and exhale. May there be peace in your thoughts, peace in your words, and peace in your heart. Namaste. Thank you everyone. Thank you so much for joining my practice today. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you stayed up to here, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, to share away with your loved ones if you think that they could benefit from this practice. And leave me a comment, let me know who you are, let me know how you enjoyed it, let me know if you have anything that you'd like to do and that we haven't done yet in these classes. And I'll send you much love, much light, and a lot of sunshine, and I will see you next time. Bye!